allegation, and so the alleged bribery scandal that he's been named in. We'll have all those conversations, and we want you to be a part of it. Let's say a quick thank you to our sponsors, Awake Mineral Water, Shield Acrylic Paint, and Adongo Next Level Energy Drink for partnering with us. Hashtag GTV Breakfast. We'll be right back. Don't go away.
From GBC Studio 1, this is the Breakfast Show.
Karimbu journey yet on GTV? What are you waiting for? Karimbu is a quiz tournament, but I call it a journey. On Karimbu, we go on an exciting, stimulating trip where we hear the story about us, Ghanaians and Africans. We learn about where we came from.
Abundantly, New Year, oh, Womona, what the phone in the journey better. Womona, I want to phone in a benya family. Abundantly, New Year, oh, Womona, I want to phone in a benya family. Abundantly, New Year, oh, abundantly, New Year, oh, Womona, what's a fool in the journey better. Womona, I want a fool in a benya family. Abundantly, New Year, oh, Womona, I want a fool in a benya family. Abundantly, New Year, oh. Yesu aye onyaminema udi umoja na toye yakutu yesori o yakaseu yesi Yesu aye onyaminema udi umoja na toye yakutu yesori o yakaseu yesi Asia se fonda impeni pwedi nunai wakutu sorry o Asia se fonda impeni pwedi nunai wakutu sorry o Yesu aye onyaminima udi umoja na toye yakutu yesori o yekaseu yekesi Yesu aye onyaminima udi umoja na toye yakutu.
All right, 055-556-1034. That's our WhatsApp number to get through to us here on GTV Breakfast. And just let us know where you are reaching us from. Let me read. This message coming from Kill Me Shy in Tema. You are loving the setup since day one. You think it's a beautiful transformation in the breakfast show. Good morning and good work to all of us. Have a nice day. Have a nice day to you. Also, Kill Me Shy in Tema. Hi guys, my morning is not complete without the GTV breakfast. Thelma, keep telling. Kafui, keep caring. Val, keep vying. From Prince Razak in Techiman, poetic guy. And the last message for this morning. I admire you all. This morning, let us have our number so that you can talk during our leisure hours. Okay, interesting. All right, our number is 05555 610 34. Still to come, conversations on bribery, conversations on books. This is the book I'm reading right now. I love it. And conversations on Lavender Hill. What does that bring to mind? We're coming up in a short while. But for now, we want to talk about men and a disease, a condition that can be life-threatening. So this morning, we're talking about prostate cancer, one of the most deadly health threats for men. Requires urgent attention as its mortality rate is very high. The question is, why is prostate cancer so common among older men? I've been joined for breakfast by urologist surgeon at 37 Military Hospital, Dr. Paul Yegbe Wizon. Good to see you.
Thank you.
Let's start from the beginning. What is prostate cancer?
In the first place, we want to know what is prostate. The prostate is an organ which is located just below the outlet of the bladder. It is formed by about 3 zones which we might call layers. There is a peripheral zone at the outer covering of the prostate. Then we have a central zone, then transitional zone. Now, I said it is located at the neck, virtually, of the bladder. It means that the pipe through which the urine flow must pass through it.
Are those the pipes there on the left?
You could see right from at the top, we have the kidney. There are some tubes which are joining the bladder. Then another one coming out. Those are connected to the testes and other things. Okay. Then below it, that hollow structure there, you could see a gray structure with a hole in the middle, then coming down to what we will call the penis.
Okay.
So it is actually surrounding what we call the urethra, or in other words, the pipe. Now, the significant thing that we want to note is that the outer cover, which we call the peripheral zone, it is where the problem of the cancer originates. That is the outer zone. So it means that for the cancer to come from the outer zone, come to the central zone, then to the transitional zone,
right,
where the pipe is passing through, for it to affect urine flow, there might be a problem already.
So when you have prostate problems, what do you feel?
What you feel, prostate problem in a real sense, prostate problem. We want to talk about the enlargement, which is not of a discussion today, but it is difficulty in urinating. You might feel like urinating when you go to the washroom. You bring the penis out, you hold on for some time before the urine starts coming, because you are trying to push out through the blocking caused by the enlarged transitional zone. Sometimes when you start urinating, it will cut off. You push a little, it will come again, cut off, and completely you might finish. But most of the time, you will have the feeling that no, there is still something remaining. So
you're not controlling the cutting off? It's just
the
happening?
cutting off, you are not controlling it. Okay. It's because the bladder has to contract, and there should be a space at where the prostate is for the thing to come out. But here is a case, the prostate is virtually blocking the area. So you are using a force, and that force must be overcome, and the extra force that is needed or remain, that will bring out the urine.
It must be painful.
Sometimes it's quite painful. Then in other cases, sometimes you realize that when we were young, you hold the penis, you can shoot into the air.
I remember those games.
It's now something, it's a social commodity for most of people, I mean, including me, so it's not an issue. Now, when you realize that you have to go closer to the water closet to pee.
Yeah.
And if you're not careful, some will spill on the water closet and might create sometimes a family problem.
Yes.
Because our counterparts, women, when they go, they sit down.
Yeah.
So it is not nice for a woman to go sit down in your wee-wee.
No.
When she comes out, she will ask you who has wee-wee.
Knowing very well.
It's the children. Then she will tell you that, okay, you and your children, you should learn how to wee-wee. Yeah. Now, other things that might also happen is that if it starts and it's prolonged for a long time, you feel like urinating. When you're in traffic, you have the feeling that if you don't run, it will pour on you. And it really pour on people. Some of my patients tells me they put water bottle beside them and all that. So it's a big issue. Indeed. Another thing is every minute or every 1 hour, you might fail to urinate. Okay. And it's an embarrassing sometimes at workplace. And during the night, you urinate several times. You might not sleep well. And when you come to work, everybody becomes a nuisance to you. So these are the issues concerning the symptoms of enlargement, and sometimes with the prostate cancer. Okay. But the prostate cancer also has its own symptoms, which we might be discussing.
Who's at risk of getting prostate cancer?
I think before that, let's have a discussion. Now, I said the outer part of the prostate layer, the peripheral zone, produces where cancer originates. And it produces what we call serum prostate-specific antigen. Now, this antigen determines whether there is a cancer or not. And most of the time, it increases in prostate cancer, prostate infection, age, and some people think being a black man.
Black people are more at risk?
More at risk than any other race.
You know why? Do they know why?
A lot of theories have been proposed. Some think we are, because of the sunlight, the melanin we have absorbs too much and affects it. But none has really proven what the problem is. Now, sometimes people take some medications also can increase the PSA. Okay. The reason why I'm stressing on this is that some people, during their yearly medical exams, they go anywhere and they say, oh, I want to do serum PSA as well. They do it, they give it to anybody, they say it's normal. I think that is dangerous. Because let's look at it. Before I will tell you that your prostate doesn't have any cancer, or there is no probability of having a cancer, I have to look at a lot of things. One, I even have to examine you and feel how the prostate feels like.
Is that the digital rectal?
The digital rectal exam. It must be done. A trained hand will know that, yes, there is a problem. And secondly, we'll be looking at that one later, but I just want to mention it. Some people get it from family. And the literature says that if you have a first-degree relative, that is father, son, and brothers, and even to the extent of the third generation of mother's side father and father's side father, are also at risk. And it is also stated that if anybody, being it a woman or a man, who had had a breast cancer before in the family, or pancreatic cancer or ovarian cancer, these are the people who are at risk. And Kafui, I want to tell you, this is just too true. Because even twins come to my consulting room, one has it, is developing. Let's try the other one, he also have it. Now, The treatment is difficult because, unlike other cancers, it is controlled by a hormone called testosterone. And the testosterone is what makes us men. I mean, it is produced by men, by the testes. So to say who is at risk, the first and foremost thing we have to say that men. That is clear. So, in order to make sure that you don't fall prey to the disease, which is very difficult to treat because it is controlled by hormone, it is important that we do what we call screening. The purpose of the screening is to find out whether there is a prostate cancer, but without a symptom.
How is the screening done?
The screening is done by the specific prostate-specific antigen, as I mentioned, and the digital rectal exam. There are other tests that are done, but common to us are these two.
Break it down. What is a digital rectal exam?
The digital rectal exam, some people fear it so much, and I wonder why. The health personnel has to wear a glove, put a gel on it, and slip. I think the picture will be coming up. Yes. You lie down comfortably
on your stomach,
on your side.
Okay.
Flex your knees to be hitting your belly button.
Okay.
Your back comes to the doctor, and he gently, in fact, very gently, push it in and feel the prostate.
Pushes his finger where? Into the anus. Into your anus?
Or let's call it rectum.
Into rectum.
Yes. The prostate is located at the lower part of the
So that's what's going on there?
So that is what is going on.
Okay.
Now, this side is not like this. If this man manages to pass a gas, it can throw that man in the grave to the other. So we think that the person should lie down.
You should lie down.
And the hand is just feeling the prostate as it is seen on that side.
All right.
Now, when you feel it, you will know that whether there's a problem or not.
What is the doctor supposed to feel if it's normal?
He's supposed to feel, one, that it's supposed to be smooth. But when you put your hand there might be nodules or ridges.
Little bumps
on the prostate. It should not be there. That when you press to feel how hard or soft it is, you might feel some hardenings at some areas. And also when you move your hand in the rectum, where your hand is the anus. It's a different part of the body than the prostate, but it's just over it. But if there is a cancer in the prostate, it will attach to it, it will not move.
Okay.
And that will alert you.
At what age should men go do this digital rectal exam?
Let's call it screening. For me, at any age. Years back, when we were students, they tell us, oh, you should start screening or checking your prostate after 50 years. But I have seen somebody who was 30 years. When he came to the hospital, he did not go back. I have seen 42, 47, 45. The latest, about a month ago, is 40 years. And most of these young men, they come in a very bad state because of the type of the cancer that they have. You understand? And most of the time they are admitted in the neurosurgical ward. Then after normal, proper physical examination, they will call the urologist. And these people are paralyzed already. The last one that I said, which is 40 years, he came with what we call MET, that is the spread of the cancer cells to virtually every part of the body, including the liver. He did not stay more than a week. So today's discussion is very important. The main topic is early detection of prostate cancer. When it is not detected early, the treatment is very, very difficult, frustrating to the doctor, the surgeon, and also to the patient. And most of the time, we just manage it.
So early detection is key.
Is key. And the essence of the early detection, as I said, is that, one, you should not have symptoms. And which symptoms are we talking about? We have mentioned some already, which are the lower urinary tract symptoms. Then sometimes during after sex, you might see in the morning, you might see a dot of blood on the bed with surrounding fluid of a kind of brownish color. Now, I have tried to use this one several times, but it's difficult. But the other aspect is that when you have sex, your sperm is discharged somewhere into your partner. So we'll be requesting our partners. Now, our wives too, when we say our partners, they should understand us. That is a real issue. So our partners, if you have something and you think that you're not in your menses, but after sex there is blood in you, just inform your man, and that man must do well and run to the hospital. Other times, when you ejaculate, you will feel a sharp pain deep in the penis or the urethra, so to speak, after sex, and it's also a problem. Now, in other advanced stages, you might have back pain with weakness in the limbs. When you are walking, it's difficult for you. These things, this particular one is virtually the last stage of the disease. So it is very important that we go early. Now, some people think that the screening, the benefits is lower than the dismerits that we get. The only benefit that you get is that you are screened early, and when you are screened, you would manage to know whether the disease is there, and if it is there, it should be treated. But the dismerits are that anybody who hears that, oh, I have elevated PSA or a high PSA will not sleep well. He will be worried. He would worry the doctors to do a lot of unnecessary tests and even to treatment. But these tests are all loaded with side effects.
Okay.
Now, if your PSA is high and the doctor examines you and feel that, no, there is something in the prostate, the next stage is what we call biopsy. It can be shown also on the screen.
Okay, what happens there?
Now, you are going to lie down, as we have discussed in the lying down. The doctor will put a probe there, as you have seen, but we think that the person rather should lie on the side. Then pieces of the tissues are taken, and these are taken to the lab. They are looked up under the microscope to determine the histological nature of these tissues.
You just want to find out what is going on there.
What is going on there. But it might surprise you that the literature also say that even those people who think that there's no issue about cancer, that is, the PSA is low and the digital rectal exam nothing, about 15% of them have cancer.
What are the chances of recovery once you do have prostate cancer?
It depends on the stage of the disease. That is why the early detection is very important. And as I've described, the anatomy of the prostate, where it's coming from is far away. So for it to come and close to the transitional zone, for it to be causing symptoms for urine problem, blood in the semen problem, and other things, it means, my boss used to say, the horse has left the stable. So as black men, I think once in a while, we should try and visit the doctor for this examination. Now, we want to continue to look at those people who we say at risk. We say earlier on that there is a family problem, and that one, father, son, brothers, uncles, aunties, we must know. And if any of them ever had pancreatic cancer, any man there must be put as a very high risk person.
Okay.
He has a woman with ovarian cancer in that family, a woman with a breast cancer in that family. Put all the young men in that family at risk for having prostate cancer. Now, we want to say at what stage should we screen. Now, the screening from my experience, should start from the beginning to year 69. And this must be routine for all people who want to screen. That is, those people who are not diagnosed with prostate cancer, those people who are not on treatment of prostate cancer, and those people who do not have any symptom of prostate cancer.
Still screen all the same?
They must screen.
And is it an annual screen or every 2 years, every 5 years?
Annually, yes. But depending on your PSA, the doctor will advise you what you should do.
How much does it cost to be screened?
It's difficult for me to say because we have a lot of labs which do, but it's not.
What's the range, price range?
Maybe 50.
50
That is
should be
enough
manageable. Yeah.
You see. Now, another thing that the doctor will also look at. I'm saying the doctor because a lot of people go around, do their PSA and say it's okay and sit down. Now, if you have a family history and you do your PSA today, maybe, well, we are saying that it should not be more than 4 nanograms per ml. Then it is, let's say, 0.9. Then the next year, you do it, it is 2 nanograms per ml. There's a problem.
It's going up.
But it is still below 4. So if you go and give your PSA to somebody who cannot decipher these things, I think you are hurting yourself.
Okay.
And that is the range or the movement from 0.9 to 2, we call the PSA velocity. And it increases if there is some activity in the cancer.
So can I step into any public hospital and go do the screening?
I think you should see a urologist.
You see a urologist.
See a urologist.
Okay. What would you want to leave our viewers with concerning early detection and prevention of prostate cancer?
The men, all of us, we are a very high risk to prostate cancer. The early detection is the way out. If you have symptoms, you must report as early as possible to the hospital. Otherwise, you will come in a paralyzed form and might not leave the hospital. Now, even if treatments are done, when it is not detected early, you are prone to erectile dysfunction, you are prone to uncontrolled, you can't control your bladder, you might be wearing underwear, pampers. And even sometimes your bowel action are not controlled by you. And I think these are things that actually destroy quality of life.
Indeed.
And this is the life we have. So if you will not pay attention to things that are there or they will affect you, and you leave yourself to chance, I think it's not a very good thing to do.
Thank you very much.
My pleasure.
Dr. Paul Yegba, urologist and surgeon at 37 Military Hospital. I'm sure those of you who are wondering what is his rank, because he's in uniform, he's a naval captain.
I'm a naval captain.
Equivalent to a colonel in the army.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I take.
I receive. Hashtag GTV Breakfast 05555 61034. And somebody here who didn't mention it, he says, thanks, Dr. Paul Yegba, for this important, all-important education. Please give us your name so we can recognize you appropriately. Thank you very much. I wish you a beautiful day.
Thank you very much.
Okay. We've got lots of conversations coming up on bribery, on books, on awards, HR business, and we've got our rush hour, we've got our keep an eye, and we've got your messages on 05555 61034. Right now, we are rushing off to our friend on the ground, Nikita, to find out exactly where she is and to find out exactly what the traffic situation is. Nikita, good morning. Can you hear me? Where are you?
Good morning. Good morning. We are at the Kolebu interchange, where behind me is the Kolebu route that commuters are using. There's a little bit of build up there because of the traffic light. The locals usually call that area Voke. There's a mosque behind me as well. And on my left, we can see that the commuters coming from Circle have a little bit of a build up because of the traffic lights, and I think some of the traffic lights are faulty, so police are stationed helping to navigate the drivers to their destinations. The Zoom Lion facility is right behind there. It's at the corner over there, and right in front of me we have commuters coming from Accra heading towards Circle, and those also heading towards Accra have a free road, whereas those heading towards the other coming from Accra are facing a little traffic. And then right on the road I'm standing on the Bukom Boxing Arena road, we can see the Bukom Boxing Arena. And the Bukom Boxing Arena, is the first boxing arena built in Ghana. It was commissioned by our former president John Dramani Mahama on November 2016, and it's equipped with a lot of facility, a lot of things such as a sports hall, aerobic center, Olympic-sized swimming pool, and a conference hall. And it's housed champions such as Brima Kamoko, who is popularly known as Bukom Banku, Azuma Nelson, and our recent bronze winner Samotechi. As you can see, this road is quite clear. It is free. Just a little build that. A few cars are on the road, sorry. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Nikita. And I like that nugget of information you gave us about the Bukom Boxing Arena. It's just gone 7 o'clock. You're watching GTV Breakfast. Thank you for the messages that are coming in on 05-555-610-34. Good morning, Gloria from Akosombo. You're the one who was thanked.